Did I mention that I hate spiders? Ugh. There is definitely a spider in this movie, but more on that later. So I just got back from seeing The Turning, which is a modern take on the Henry James novella The Turn of the Screw. It's about a governess who's hired to take care of a couple of rich kids who have a deep, dark past, and of course this house that they live in may or may not be haunted. Stars Mackenzie Davis, Finn Wolfhard, and Brooklyn Prince. They are absolutely fantastic in this movie. I love Mackenzie Davis. She plays a very good protagonist. It's one of my gripes about a lot of modern horror movies is if you don't like the main person or your protagonist, which is supposed to be who the audience is supposed to root for, it's hard to care about what's going on in the movie. It's hard to get really invested when you don't care what happens to any of the main people in the movie. Also, when it comes to horror, I really love haunted house movies. This is definitely one of those. Was kind of looking forward to this one. I thought atmospherically it looked really good, so I was interested in seeing that. Brooklyn Prince is the little girl in this who plays Flora. This movie is absolutely fantastic. She has a lot of good chemistry with Mackenzie Davis as well, and of course Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things plays a creepy little bastard in this movie. I like that too. Clearly Finn Wolfhard's a juvenile delinquent, and when he's torturing Mackenzie Davis and she slowly descends into madness, those were some of my favorite scenes in the movie. All of the tension is set up very well, shot very well. It did start to get towards the middle where they were getting a little too carried away with the jump scares because they kind of felt like they were just put in by committee, like, hey, where's the jump scare? Need to put in the jump scares. The kids love them jump scares. They didn't really need to be in there because it kind of derailed from the story. I was really getting into this movie. I thought it was told well. It had a nice, interesting story to go. I've never read The Turn of the Screw. I might be compelled to maybe check that out. But for the most part, I was digging this movie until the twist. Why is it all these movies always have to have a fucking twist? This movie decides about halfway through that it wants to completely shit the bed. And in the third act, everything comes apart at the seam. And it really pisses me off because I was really into this movie until the story completely falls apart. If this movie ever had any kind of a cohesive plot or direction, it completely forgets what direction it's going in the third act. Now is not the time for your movie to start getting edgy and be different. Twist pissed me off so much that it made the rest of the movie seem like a complete waste of time. And that's not fair. At this point, the movie really started to suck monkey.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
And it's almost like the movie just forgot what direction it was going in, and by the end of it, I left with an angry audience. Everybody hated this movie. I hated this movie. I hated it for wasting my time. I hated it for teasing me. I hated it for not even living up to a fraction of my expectation, being something that I thought it was going to be that it isn't. I hated this movie because it's not representative of the trailer. Remember that spider reference that I talked about early? It's not even in the movie. It's not even there. There's a small setup where Finn Wolfhard has a spider as a pet in his room, kind of like McAllister's brother, you know, in Home Alone. And I thought they were going to go somewhere with that, but apparently they forgot to do that too. Set up, no payoff. I didn't want it to be there because I hate spiders anyway, but the point is, there's an alternate cut probably of this movie that exists somewhere on a cutting room floor. Because when I say the last act is a mess, I mean, it's almost like scenes stuck in the file wrong or something and edited out of order. At one point, the movie gets towards the end, at least what we think is the end, and then flashes back to a previous scene, and there's no explanation why we're there or what we're supposed to know. I was so confused. The movie just does, it tries to be so ambiguous that I don't even know what happened. I can't even spoil the ending for you even if I wanted to because I don't even know what happened. I can't process what I watched, nor could the rest of the audience in the theater for that matter. I was completely frustrated. The twist of this movie is, fuck you, it's January! January. I should have known better than to go see a horror movie in January. You smug bastard, you. But anyways, did you see The Turning? How do you feel about The Turning? Are you going to see The Turning? Because you probably should. I'm giving this movie a 1 out of 5. The reason I can't give it any higher is I don't want to give anybody the illusion that you should pay more attention to this movie than you probably should, because it's not worth your time. It's set up great, but then it completely falls apart in the last act, and I don't know why a movie can't have a beginning and a middle and an end in 2020. I don't understand. I feel bad for Mackenzie Davis because, like I said, I really liked her in this movie, and then it falls apart. She's tortured by these kids. I feel for her, I really do. It's almost like she's starting to slowly go insane, goes nowhere, just completely falls apart. I hate movies like this. There's a lot of horror movies out there that have 1 or 2 or 3 good ideas, but can't seem to commit to any one of them. I don't know if this was studio involvement or some kind of, you know, fuckery going on behind the scenes with the suits or whatever, but this movie is clearly not worth your time. I can't give higher points for half of a good movie. I need a whole good movie. When $15 is at stake for your ticket, we don't accept any charities here. Fucking January, man. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way out, and make sure you give me a subscribe if you want to see more videos. You guys have yourselves a groovy day, and this is the Groovinator signing out. Peace.